Hey everybody, I am Paris Blair here with
Blair.
And we just want to have a conversation. We have these great conversations all around our house, but sometimes I'm like, I wish we had an audience.
So today we have an audience and we have you as well with us, so let's just dive into it.
All right, Ian, so I want to ask you a question that is not going to be comfortable.
Okay.
First and foremost, I want to give a little background. So Ian just left education after 11 years in the classroom, and his kids loved him. He has built great connections with not only the kids and other teachers. He did algebra for about 7 or 8 years, and then geography? Geography for like 2?
Yeah.
I forget sometimes. The geography thing seems like it didn't even actually exist in my mind. It's like I couldn't let go of the algebra, but whatever. But after all of that, and everybody kind of recognizing you and your identity as a teacher, how did the people closest to you respond when you told them, I'm leaving education?
What you doing leaving that secure job? You got kids. What you doing? You got kids, man. You got kids. Well, first of all, my secure job wasn't even securing my bills. That was my response, my thought to it. But also, I did receive a lot of support as well. I have also had a couple people invest into my business. That's been awesome. I've really appreciated that. And kind of a mixed bag. A lot of people at my job were very supportive. It kind of hurt my feelings, really, because a lot of them were like, oh, I wish it was me. I wish it was me. And I'm not anybody special. I'm special in the eyes of God, but no special than anyone else. I just made a different decision than they made. I had a lot of the same fears that they have, but I know during the questions earlier, someone asked about something, you referenced association. I just decided to associate with different people. I decided to put different things in my mind that kind of helped me make that choice. So I guess to answer your question in short, it was definitely a mixed bag.
So how did that work on you? Because you know what I mean? Like, we love people and we love the people around us. And if we're doing something that the people around us seem a little like, eek, a little scared of, it does kind of like bring up some feelings. I mean, I know that you're super secure in, what we're doing, but like, did you ever feel shaken a little bit by anything that anybody said that questioned your decisions?
I did feel shaken, but my bills were shaking a little bit harder. For one,
they were doing a Harlem shake.
And then two, it comes down to I had to choose and decide, not just choose, but decide, what do I actually believe? What is my actual belief system? And to be transparent, I don't say this too often to many people, but I don't believe in trading time for money. I don't believe in it. I believe that time is much more valuable than money, so I can't trade something lesser for something greater for something lesser. I don't believe in trading time for money, and I was doing that at I was about to say a very high level. I was doing that, and it was I was going against my own beliefs. So that means I was basically lying to myself. Every day that I went into work, I was lying to myself. And then furthermore, I read a book called Weapons of Mass Instruction. If you're an educator, read that book. I read that book, Weapons of Mass Instruction. It wrecked my mind. It showed me really what I was a part of. It showed me why I thought the way I thought, and how I was training other people to think as well, and how the things that I was thinking, they weren't serving me. Now I'm teaching them to think those same beliefs. So just really taking a full ownership of the beliefs that I held and actually walking those out. Because it's cool to say that you believe something and, oh, this sounds cool, but are you actually walking it out?
That's good. That's good. I want to go back, a little rewind.
Okay.
We're going to go back to the time for money thing, because you say it regularly, right?
Yeah.
I always wonder if there's anyone that doesn't understand what you're saying. I always wonder, like, if somebody's like, well, if I don't trade time for money, then how do I make money? Or, explain that a little more in a way that a third grader would understand.
Well, I could talk about this for an hour and a half, but essentially, we've been taught to go to work, 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 and then get a paycheck. So you're trading your time. You've committed to a salary. So no matter how much time you put in, but you have to put a certain amount of time, you're going to get a certain amount out. You're trading your time for money. Even if you're doing something like, if you have a business where you're doing like maybe like rideshare, or even if you're a plumber, you're still trading your time for money. Time for money. But what I learned is, well, my God, my personal belief is my God is a God of multiplication. So if I'm adding to my income, but his system is a system of multiplication, I'm not living rightly by him. So when I say not trading time for money, I'm saying work hard, but work hard to build something. Work hard to build something. You wonder why you see your favorite Instagram artist or music artist, whoever it is, they're making boatloads of money, but it seems like they're not working that hard because they put the work in on the front and they work hard at something that will continue to pay them. Find something that can continue to pay you. For me, I know that my realm of expertise is within education. Teaching math and social studies wasn't gonna, no matter how hard I worked, I couldn't necessarily build something. Well, anyways, in the system that I was using those skills in, I couldn't build something that was going to continue to pay me beyond the work I put in. It even happened to where when I was gone on paternity leave, when I had my last child, I was out too long and they started taking from my paycheck. But
he didn't want to go back either. He was like, maybe we should just wait till Monday.
I did not. But if I took those same skills, the skills I had of teaching, and I used those to build an asset, something that can provide value, like this video I'm making now. I'll make the video, I'll put it on a platform, and then it lives on that platform and people can continue to access that value. My value isn't just being, it's not only counted one time. And then also you can multiply the value with other people. Like me, I partner with my wife, so we work together on things. I also have a team of other people that I work with as well, to where I can do the work once I can build the system around my expertise that'll continue to pay me.
This is really good. You segued right into like the next thing I wanted to touch on, which is Ian and I working together and like us not necessarily knowing things were going to go that way from the gate, but like I want to talk about some of the things we did to figure that process out. I want to talk about, tell me what were your thoughts? Like, because we were each going to do our own separate businesses at first, yeah. Right? And then we started, and then we were like, well, maybe we should work together. Uh-huh. I want to hear your input, and then I'll kind of piggyback off of it.
Well, women, how can I put this? I'm to not go too deep. I think that women can kind of carry their own a little bit more than men. No shot to my men, but honestly, you had a business longer than me. I was still working, and you were a full-time entrepreneur for years and years before I kind of caught that. But as I decided to step out and lead, there were gaps in what I was doing to where I needed you to fill in. I needed your help. I needed you as my helpmeet. And you have tons of talent, tons of different abilities. But again, I talked about it on the last question. My skills are very specialized when it comes to, educating and, kind of like system building. But what about the execution part? What about, the management? What about a lot of these different things where I needed you, and you can teach too. you can do a lot of the things that I can do, but the word says that one could put 1,000 to flight and two could put 10,000 to flight. We needed that multiplication, that God math working for us.
That's really cool that you said that, because I was kind of also thinking about one thing we did at some point earlier on in our relationship is we took a spiritual gifts test.
Yeah.
And we also have done like different personality assessments and things of that nature to kind of figure out like, okay, where do I live? Like, even though I could be doing a bunch of different things, right? There's certain things that I'm really good at, and there's certain things you're really good at. And when we focus on our strengths, which is another thing we did, a strengths finder.
Yeah.
So when we focus on our strengths and use those things, we move exponentially faster and exponentially better than we would have if we were figuring out how to fill the gaps. Because there were certain gaps in my previous businesses that I needed Ian for. I didn't know to ask him. I had no clue that I could ask him, but I think one thing that I'm seeing more is that married couples are wanting to do business together and they're not going for it because they're afraid or they're not sure like how to do it. And I want to say to you, like, Ian and I do have some similar giftings, but we also have things that we each are especially good at. And I think figuring out those things really does help when you're trying to come together in business as a married couple.
Yeah. And last thing I'll say about that is we've been trained to live separate lives in today's society, especially here in America. We've been trained to spend 40 hours a week apart from our spouse because that's what we did in school. If you were dating a girl, she had one class, you had the other. You didn't have any choice. We've been trained to do that. But is that how it was meant to be? You got together to be with one another. You got together to help one another. You got together to be the support. Why not see if you can be the support in all things? Maybe someone is the front runner out in front of the camera doing all the speaking and things like that. And maybe you have an administrative gifts, whether it's the man or the woman. But find out what those strengths are because that's where your asset is probably hidden. That's where your true, you guys got together to be together. You didn't get together to be apart.
That's because you said that that's probably where your asset is. And one thing I noticed is that people tend to be attacked in the very thing that they are gifted with to be doing. This may or may not make sense, but a lot of times communication is one of my giftings. It's an area of gifting for me. There were times where I was essentially attacked, where I felt silenced. I felt like my tongue was thick. I felt like I could not speak. And it was like, that was the very thing I needed to do to get me to the next level, but I shut my mouth. So think about some of the areas where you no, I think I'm a little good at that, but you've shut down. A lot of times breakthrough is on the other side of actually activating that gift, that one thing. Mm-hmm. So going into that, Ian, like what is something, I said communication for myself, what's something that you felt like, okay, this is my gifting, but I feel almost shut down or shut out from using it?
Well, teaching. I knew I wanted to have a course. I knew I wanted to make YouTube videos. I knew I wanted to do a lot of things, but I didn't think I was qualified. I was raised in a society and a culture to where you need to have a piece of paper and a certification to do something. If somebody else doesn't say you can do it, you can't do it. That's against the law. That's the system, the mindset that I was raised with. So when it was put on my heart, downloaded into my spirit to do these things, I delayed. My spirit, my mind was saying, okay, yeah, but then my body, my flesh was like, no, like you're not qualified to do that. And it's okay to not be qualified. It's okay to not be good. It's not okay not to start. Like I always would tell my students, it's okay not to know something, but it's not okay to continue not knowing that thing, especially if you've discovered you don't know it. So you have to take the first steps and put yourself out there. And if you have to become good in front of people, that's even better because people will respect your journey. When you make it, they'll go back to when you were struggling and watch those videos to know that, hey, they can do it too. That's where your impact lies, in your struggle. Your impact doesn't necessarily, it can, yeah, we like to see success and stuff like that, but how many times have you found your favorite artist and then you went way back to their stuff way back when they were in high school? You might like their hit songs, but you want to be a real fan. You want to see what their real stuff is like. So just kind of taking that same approach, kind of taking that weight off of myself, that I needed someone else's approval before I began doing what God had placed in my heart.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Well, I know that we work with educators more than anything, and I want to go back to a statement you made that people were saying, like, I wish I could go too. I wish I could do that too. What's something that you think they need to hear, the ones that are watching, what do you think they need to hear in order to give them a little battery in their back so they can go?
I think you need to hear that your skills are valuable. Yes, you know how to teach, but the subject you're teaching might not even be your passion. It might just be helping you develop the skills to teach what you're really passionate about. Don't hesitate. Don't delay. Put on the camera. Just start speaking about what you know. You know. You don't need anyone else. You don't need anyone else's approval. You don't need anyone to sign off on it. You don't need anybody to evaluate it, to T-test or whatever it is the system is that your school uses. You don't need that. You are enough. You already have it within you. Let it come out.
And one thing I want to add to that too, for the person that's afraid to put their stuff out because they're like, oh, what are my friends going to think? What is my family going to think? And all of that. The interesting part is that although you have friends and family, your business calling may not be for them. You're literally shutting your mouth, and you shutting your mouth means that the people that you're called to are not going to be able to find you because you're not telling them exactly what you have for them. So opening your mouth and talking about those things will draw in the people that are called for you to help. You might not be looking to help your family and friends. They're there for support, and they might rah, or they might not. They might be like, what are you doing? Why are you talking about science all the time now on your page? Like, they might not, but as you start talking about those things that are on your heart, it will start to reel in the people that you're supposed to actually be serving. And then, just then, you might be able to have more vision of what you can be doing outside of your current role. But sometimes people don't see it because they won't post. They won't, like you said, just put the camera on. They won't start the YouTube channel. They won't do it.
They didn't ask for approval to teach math at their job. They didn't. They didn't
say, friend, do you think I should teach math? No, they said with authority, I'm going to teach math. I like math. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, for sure.
So
just take that same attitude and take it towards your own business.
Yeah. So that's all we have this time, guys. Definitely like and subscribe. We will have more videos like this with us just kind of chatting about things that have been on our heart. Mm-hmm. And go ahead.
No, nothing. I wasn't nothing, but also comment. We love to start a conversation down here in the comments because, we're real people. We want to interact, and we want to kind of hear your thoughts, maybe some other questions, suggestions, some topics that we can talk about, and maybe another video.
And since some of you are educators, I'm going to give you homework. This week, or next week, but soon, I challenge you to post something that you've been afraid to post that has been on your heart to post. Just do it. You don't know what's on the other side of it, but it could be amazing. Worst case scenario, you could take it down if it doesn't go the way you want it to, but try it. It might help. So we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.